Hey, what's up everybody? It's Philip here, and I'm here together with Anuj. Tell me again your last name?
Vishwanathan.
Vishwanathan.
Yeah.
All right. Anuj Vishwanathan of Milaap, which is a microfinance institution here in Bangalore. And we've been talking a lot about microfinance here in India, and a lot of it, if some of you guys don't know, microfinance, probably a lot of you might not have even heard of it. It's basically about giving really small loans to people who they're below the poverty line, they don't have much to work with, and it gives them like some basic capital, something that they can work with and do some kind of a project. And so what Anuj and his group are doing, there's a problem here in India with getting that capital. Microfinance has come a lot out of Bangladesh, where there's a group called Grameen that's doing it, but they also have savings that they can use as capital, as like the money to lend to people. But here in India, you don't have that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The regulations prevent you from taking savings from the poor people.
Okay, so you can't take the savings from poor people because of Indian regulations. So that causes problems, right?
Yeah. That causes problems in terms of the access to capital. So the only access is from banks and from venture capitalists and private equity players.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then those people, they expect quite high returns.
That's right.
Back on the money that they're lending.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the rates typically go from 10 to 15% for banks and around 15 to 20% for the venture capitalists.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay, and so what this results in is, just to simplify it really, really simple, it's taking the loans that they're giving to poor people are now having a 28 or 24% interest rate on them, which ends up the poor people they pay back the loans because they're very good about not defaulting on their loans, but they're refinancing, is that correct?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they take a loan from one institution to pay back another institution, and the cycle keeps going on.
So they're not actually getting out of poverty. It's not actually helping them in your experience, what you've observed.
True.
Okay, so this is the problem. So the answer to that is to give them a loan that's on a lower interest rate. Is that right?
Definitely.
And what were those rates that you guys are working with?
12 to 16%.
12 to 16%. And Anuj was telling me that the reason for that is because the most secure borrower will be borrowing at 12 to 16%. Is that correct?
Yeah. In India, the prime lending rate, as in the rate at which people like me get a loan, is around 12 to 15%.
Okay, so the goal here is to level the playing ground. Get it where poor people can get a loan at the same rate that rich, secure people could do. Rather than before they were loaning from like loan sharks that are 60 to 100%. And then the other microfinance institutions are having to make it at like 28%. And so they're lowering it back down to 12 to 16%. And this, you could just give them charity. You could just give them the money straight up. But what is the problem with that?
The problem essentially is, one, there is no sense of ownership. When you give things for free, people don't really value it. People don't think that as their own. And two, we want to take these people to normal stage of life, take them to the same stage that we are there, which is a market-based economy. So the idea is to slowly transition them out rather than just giving them handouts.
Okay, yeah, so you don't want to just give them charity. You want to teach them how to work in the real market world that all of us are working in. And that's the only way they can experience that is through experience. But they need a little bit of help. They can't just jump right into the market, and they need a little bit of help learning that process.
Definitely.
Yeah, and so what Milaap, Anuj's organization, is doing is they're working together with NGOs and charities that are already giving loans to poor people and already doing this process. And they've developed relationships with communities and people, but they can't really scale out. They can't get bigger because they don't have the money. They don't have the capital. So what you guys are doing is providing that capital, providing a process for people to get money to these NGOs and to the people that want to help.
True.
Okay. So yeah, this is what Milaap is doing, and I spent a lot of time talking with Anuj this morning and learning about it. and we said, listen, I'm out here and I would love to see a concrete example of this. I would love to see it in action. So I told him, listen, I've got a lot of followers on YouTube. All you guys, you follow me, you watch my videos, you're always supporting me in words. Let's try to support something in action. So we're talking about some water sanitation projects. I'll give you a lot more depth information about it as it goes along, but we're just talking about if you guys and myself, I'll put money in as well. And what kind of money might we be talking about? Like kind of a minimum to do a bit of a small concrete project?
So, like I was mentioning earlier, a water connection costs around $120.
Okay.
And a toilet costs around $160.
Okay.
To construct. And this is not a donation. That's the best part of it.
You get your money back.
Yeah. Over a period of time.
So basically what I'm presenting for all of us to do, and me included, and you guys, is to give some money. We'll put it, I'll explain to you how to do it. They use PayPal and some other things. I'll explain all of this later. We're going to continue following up with this. But to give $120, $160, something like this, we'll decide the amounts later, and actually do something for poor people. And then in a couple of months, I'm going to go back and document what was done. And not only that, but every person that gives money, you're going to get your money back. You're not just giving money to charity. The money will come back to you.
Exactly.
So you don't even have to give money. You just kind of have to lend really poor people in India like $10, $15, something like that. I don't know, what's the minimum that somebody could give into something like this?
As small as $25.
As small as $25. Okay, so you could give $25 and it's going to come back to you in a certain amount of time. We'll work out all the details later. About how long does it take to come back?
12 months.
12 months.
Yeah,
okay.
But it's paid over 12 months, so you get $2 every month. And
oh,
so
you get $2 back every month?
Every month. So they pay you over installments.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and then with that money, you could continue with Milaap, and you could get that money and put it into another project. That would be your option, or you could cash it back out, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to tell you guys all about the details of this later. I just wanted to kind of introduce you to Anuj and Milaap and what they're doing. Say hello to everybody on YouTube.
Hey, thanks a lot for having me here. Yeah.
All right, there went the battery. It just clicked off in the middle of what I was saying. So anyway, you guys got it. Yeah. This is Anuj.
Hey.
I'm Philip. We're signing out. I'll see you guys soon.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.